Let me tell you about one of my sons. I'm a mother of 3 boys, and the youngest is 9-year-old. His name is Niklas. He's a natural little businessman. He has a safe at home filled with valuable things, such as lollipops and chips from his friends, because they told him that those items are not safe at their homes. So they come to us to eat, and every time he gets a little piece, his commission. Numbers, another of his passions, he discovered that computers only need zeros and ones to understand and express everything. He got inspired, and he began to study binary numbers. He also likes surfing, but because here in Switzerland we don't have a sea, he's planning to build a wave machine for the Zugger Lake. This project is already ongoing, and he got 3 adults interested. So don't be surprised if in the coming years you see a young boy surfing around this area. There's something about Niklas that I have not told you yet. He was born only with one hand, and as you can imagine, there are some activities which are difficult for him to do, such as bicycle riding or swimming in a straight line or climbing. We were shocked. I remember telling me, we are in Switzerland and the doctors here will find a solution and make his hand grow. After 4 weeks, I remember my oldest son went to check over many times the baby. And I asked him, what are you looking for? And he said, Mama, the baby is already bigger, but his arms remains the same. I just want to be there when the arms grows. This was for me a wake-up call. Very deep inside me, I was expecting the same thing to happen. So in this moment, I stopped to wait for a miracle, and I began to focus on realistic options. It was the first step to look for solutions. We visited many doctors, and we got different opinions and not real answers. We got more and more informed, and we realized that we were not the only ones. Many families around the world were facing similar problems. We also noticed that some of them came up with creative solutions. But now I would like to stop the story for a moment, because this talk is not about my son. This is about the transformative power of knowledge and the things I have learned during this journey. Did you notice that every day more and more people publish digital content? We plan it, we produce it, and we put it on the web. Instead of consuming content, many of us are now creating their own content. This is a revolution, and anyone can be part of it. So now, what if we could replicate this revolution in the creation of physical products? What if we can switch from passive consumers to active producers of things? This is now easier than ever. And I have to be careful because I am a designer, a creator, and for creators to exist, we need consumers. So I will love to inspire some of you, but I also hope that some of you stay consumers. Otherwise, I have to change my profession. Technology has improved the power of communication and offers new ways of sharing knowledge. Today, we can be here physically or virtually. This is how we exchange. If we add the possibilities to production machines, such as 3D printers or laser cutters, we could make things, our own tangible things. things that in the past could only be done by large manufacturing companies. This is a model we got from the internet, and we made an own product in a place which is makerspace. People call those places collaborative spaces or makerspaces or fab labs. And what is a fab lab about? This is a place where people like you and me start to be in part of a global network, where people share information for free. And you can create your own ideas locally. All you need to do is be part of it and share information. So this is a prototype. Prototypes doesn't have to be huge or fancy. Prototypes are can be small pieces like this and shows you if your idea really functions. So let me tell you another example, how collaborative works function. Imagine the tick-tock of a mechanical clock. Let me ask you, where in the clock do you find a tick-tock? Which specific piece of the clock is in charge to make the sound? There is not one specific piece. And if you remove any piece of the clock, it will make the sounds to stop. So conclusion, the sound is the result of all the pieces interlocked. The same happens in a fab lab, where all the members interlock their minds, their knowledge, and their motivation to create results that not only one of those could create it alone. So today we have all what we need to become creators. There are so many things in the market that you cannot find, from decorative items to life-changing devices. But now with this all know-how sharing and this collaborative work, people found solutions for individual problems or community problems. This is a pesto I tried a few weeks ago. And it's only special because of the story behind. 6 years ago, a retired engineer was inspired by a TED Talk from Caleb Harper about this computer will grow your food in the future. So he got inspired, and he started to build a food computer. During this process, he realized the complexity of it. And a few years later, he heard that here in Zug is a maker's space. So he went there, he contacted people and told them about his idea. 2 years ago, a group of professionals from different areas managed to set up a control computer food box. And it grows plants by providing ideal air, light, food, and water conditions. So look at those leaves. One is as big as my hand. Can you imagine what happened when a chef saw this basil? He harvested, he produced pesto, and put it in recycled glasses, for which he recently printed those pink tabs on a 3D printer. As you notice, all of those people are driven by their own interests. And coriander will follow. So this is an example of how collaborative work can help for a sustainable future. If governments will sponsor those places, they will empower their communities. There are huge benefits from makerspaces, where individuals from all ages can become creators and innovators. Now, let's go to the story of my son. My husband and I took our son's need as a project. And last year, we finally self-developed and self-produced an arm prosthetic. And yes, it works. And we downloaded a model, we redesigned it, and we produced it, this prosthetic, for a fraction of its commercial value. Now, this is our product. And because of it, we can renew it, we can reproduce it, we can change it. And now, of course, Niklas wants an arm prosthetic to swim and another to climb. And because he's a maker, I'm sure he will work on this, on develop those prosthetics and prove their functionality until they are a reality. So, let me finish with one idea. Use some energy you use for consumption and use it for production. Each of us has expertise, abilities, and skills. This is your know-how. This is your currency, and you can trade with it, you can deal with it, you can use it to buy ideas, you can use it to sell, exchange, same as money. Let's share, inspire, and get things done. Thanks for listening.